bread pudding.
You just do.
I love bread pudding.
Me too.
I think I just love bread.
And pudding. Together, it's a thing. Hi.
It is.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I was thinking about the wonderful thing that bread pudding is. How are you doing?
Good. It was a little windy today, but I still was out in my yard gardening and getting stuff ready. You know, 'tis the season to get the whole yard in order.
I did a lot of gardening today too, and it felt so good to just.
Yeah, it was nice because it was overcast most of the day, so it wasn't super sunny. But
Yeah,
you know, the wind is really picking up now.
I know. So I'm
Spring
really
in New Mexico, that's what we get.
windy days in April and May, and it's part of June. But anyways, I was thinking about bread pudding and how I'm making a super sweet one that's yummy. But you can make savory ones. You can experiment. You could once you have a base recipe. Like I'm just dealing with what I have in my fridge. I'm just throwing in
And
what's
it's turning into pudding.
going to be good. As long as you have milk and eggs, you're good to go. And bread.
Yeah, and bread. And you can use stale bread. I mean, that's the original idea of it all, was to use leftovers.
All our favorite recipes are from our family members who was like, how do we make the meal last? How do we make the foodstuffs,
Yep.
longer?
Mhm.
That's what
I've made such good savory ones with vegetables and meat and layers of bread. And I've had whole parties where people just used their leftovers and made like, there's a name for it, and it's going out of my mind right now, for a bread pudding that you make with leftovers and meat and vegetables. It's so good though.
I mean, it's really, if you think about it, it's a riff on stuffing. And at the end of the day, it's just bread with some butter and yummy stuff.
Hello.
So I was thinking about it because Ronan has his wisdom teeth out. So I was like, what can I make it soft, and tasty and whatever. And then I'm at Whole Foods and I see these brioche dinner rolls. And
the best.
And these are just yum. And when I don't have to make the brioche, I'm so happy. Even though it's going to be in the cookbook, and it's so worth it. It's just, So I don't like to make mine with the, like Martha Stewart does the perfect cubes, and people have their whole bread thing. I just like torn brioche. That's my favorite. You can do it with crusty, stale French bread. You can do it with whatever bread you want. Croissant, people make it with croissant.
Yep, I've seen it with croissants too.
So I'm just taking these soft rolls and I'm just tearing them with 2 fingers. I would say, I don't know, like an inch or inch and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And how many rolls do you have?
And I had 12 rolls in the pack, and then I've already put 4 cups in, and I'm gonna do probably 8 or 9 cups total. Let's see how much it equals. Okay. But yeah, I'm just using what I have, and the first thing you always want to do is soak the bread. So we're gonna do that first.
There's so many recipes where you soak the bread, and generally it's because the bread is super stale.
Right.
Yeah.
But also you want it to seep in there so it really gets the pudding texture with the bread and all that. Mm-hmm. So, and the other thing I've done ahead of time is buttered my
you have a beautiful dish.
Here's a nice slide, Debriana. This is one of those
wow, that's gorgeous.
Emile Henri pie pans, and it's a really deep dish one. So
wow, that's beautiful.
That's what I'm going with. So here's the bread. It was about 9 cups, I would say. So I better put that in my recipe. had
So
8. Now it's 9. Okay. So
well,
then
yes, you're going to soak it. What are you soaking in, Madge?
you're soaking in it.
Do you remember that commercial?
People of a certain age.
Palm olive. Yes.
Others are just clueless. What are
You're
those
like,
people?
you're soaking your hands in dish soap. I don't care what kind it is. It's soap.
It's going to dry out your hands. There's no way they're going to feel softer afterwards. Okay? Okay.
No.
Anyway, so I had buttermilk left over. I'm going to see how much I have. And then that's how I'm going to determine what other liquids go in. So normally it's a cup of half and half and a cup of heavy cream. But I have this buttermilk, so let's see. Okay, so I had 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. I'm adding that. I'm gonna finish that
off. Getting rid of it.
Yay! And then I'm gonna finish that off with half and half. So that was 3/4 of buttermilk, 1/4 of half and half. I'm just pouring it over the bread. Then we're gonna do a cup of heavy cream.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can make this with non-dairy alternatives. You might. I don't know if you can. What do you think?
If I were going to do it, the only non-dairy I would use is coconut, like and a full fat coconut milk.
I mean, you could try.
Yeah, no, I would use a full fat coconut milk. I think that would be good, actually.
And see, now I have a cup of heavy cream left. And what am I going to do with that? I'm making my salted caramel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
So we got that soaking going on. Great. All right. So while that's soaking, it's so easy, everybody. All you have to do is
you're not using any alcohol in yours, correct?
Now, normally I would do like the bourbon salt.
Yes.
And you could still put a little bourbon in it if you want, but it's for the kids, and I'm just not going to do the bourbon. But I do love that. I do love that.
Yes.
Or whiskey. Okay, so now we're going to do the sugar mixture. Okay. Just basically a whole lot of Kerrygold melted. It's just butter and cream.
Butter and sugar and cream and bread. Come on.
So this is 8 tablespoons or a stick of butter, salted, and I melted it. So I'm putting that in the bowl.
Okay.
Because I'm going to mix
add that to your soaking liquid, Madge.
You're soaking in it. I know. I remember that. That was a
and the hand was in the bowl, and she would go.
You're soaking in it. You know, it's so funny. That was such a funny commercial because that lady who played Madge, she must have made $1 million off of residuals. God.
Oh my God, she was that woman for years.
I mean, years.
Yeah, that's the job you want.
So this is melted butter. Then we're gonna put. Okay, here's where the coronifying comes in. So I didn't have any brown sugar, but I have this regular granulated sugar, half cup. I'm putting it into the melted butter, and then I'm going to add, I don't know, what do you think? A tablespoon of molasses?
Yeah, that's probably good.
Add a tablespoon of molasses.
That's not a lot of sugar, so.
Right, and I love molasses.
I do too.
I love it.
And that's the thing. It's brown sugar is the sugar before the molasses is taken out of it, processed out.
I mean, I could eat this with a spoon.
No, I don't know if I'd go that far.
It's good for your blood.
Okay, clearly if you soak in your hand in this, it will come out slippery smooth. Apparently. Go ahead, Lisa, use your hands. Mix it up.
I'm telling you, that molasses is good, people. That's good stuff. Okay. All right.
I grew up having molasses tea. My grandmother used to make it. Just molasses in hot water with a little milk.
It's
so good for you. There are so many B vitamins in molasses.
We were given like a teaspoonful of molasses and like, here, shut up, eat this. Okay. Sorry, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of real vanilla. And by the way, on Corona Kitchen, it's always real vanilla. Our publisher was like, pure vanilla. We're like, yes, there's no other kind.
Unless you're using the vanilla that I make or your own. I mean, which is super pure.
And then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of turbinado sugar, which I happen to have for some bizarre reason because we used it for the cookbook.
Okay, so where did you get this recipe?
Oh, this recipe is a just mixture of so many things. I think originally, I'm pretty sure I got it from Martha Stewart, but it doesn't really resemble hers anymore. I just you get a base going, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you just kind of riff off it all the time. It's just like anything else.
Panade. Oh, I just remembered it.
But
The word is panade. That's what it is when you do bread and leftovers.
So this is like the best scent on planet Earth. It's just sugar, melted
It's
butter.
so good. Yeah, sugar, butter, molasses, vanilla.
And vanilla. And vanilla. Okay, so you mix it until it's smooth. It's really easy. And then, I do my thing, which I always do, is I add lemon zest because
That's what you do.
My thing.
Well, I always soak my raisins in rum.
I just soaked mine, by the way, in warm water. I did not soak them in rum, which I would do, or sherry. And my mom and I,
or Grenier, something.
We had an entire conversation on Mother's Day about the alcohol that was in all the cakes that we ate as
every single one,
and how, like, just sherry, and she said marsala was a big thing.
And rum and marsala, that's what I remember. So much rum cake, much rum cake. Everything, the pedophores, all the stuff, everything we ate over the holidays was.
And brandy, it's a wonder we even have brain function, Debriana. I mean, they used to put like wine in my bottle. I don't know.
Oh, remember paregoric on your gums? That was like straight alcohol when you were teething.
Way to go. All right.
Oh yeah, homemade rum raisin ice cream. Oh yeah.
I love rum raisin. Okay, then we're gonna take 3 large eggs and we're just gonna add it to this.
And you're adding it into the butter mixture, sugar?
Yep.
Okay.
This is super rustica. You don't have to overmix. You don't need a mixer. It's so easy. And why am I making banana, you say? Well, I had 6 really ripe bananas and I didn't want to throw them away. So it's like Banana Bread City and Banana Bread Pudding City. Okay, so then.
Well, and then Ronan can't eat anything hard.
That's right.
Because of his wisdom teeth. Okay, so we have a common wisdom teeth story. I woke up during my wisdom teeth removal, but they were impacted, and I remember hearing the drilling, and I was thinking to myself, oh, I don't remember them doing construction on this building. And then I heard the nurse go, oh my God, she's waking up. She's waking up.
Okay, so my whole life, I have also a traumatizing wisdom tooth story. And I thought in my whole life, I'm the only person I know that's woken up in the middle of their oral surgery, except for Debriana. I woke up in mine too. What is up with that?
That is so weird. That is just, yes. And we are lucky we lived through all that childhood abuse. Can you imagine that? There was the kind of abuse. I mean, we look back on it was just how everybody lived, but now it's looked at as abuse. We didn't have seatbelts. I loved watching Mad Men and all of the stuff you remember as kids, like in the car. And this was the seatbelt. Your mom going like this when you come to a stop.
Yes, to this day, still puts the hand there. Okay, I'm adding cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then, of course, my handy dandy nutmeg grinder.
I love that nutmeg grinder.
It's the best. I'm going to do about the same amount of fresh grated nutmeg. It looks like an alien spaceship. And
I am telling you guys, if you don't have one of those nutmeggers, you've got to find it.
Get a nutmegger. You'll love it.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It'll change your nutmeg life.
And you notice I didn't put any salt in because it was salted butter, so you don't need it. Okay. So we got eggs, we got the spices. So all we have left is the bananas and the raisins. So I took 3 ripe bananas.
Okay.
I'm going to pour it over the bread. I'm just going to throw that in.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you had peaches, if you had, berries, whatever you have, you can add.
And then a half a cup of soaked raisins. This was in warm water. You could soak them in rum, brandy, whatever you want.
Yes, we all grew up fine having them soaked in the alcohol. Well, okay. I guess we'll leave the judgment to you guys. We're fine.
Fine. Wine in the bottle. I'm not kidding. I said, you're admitting this to me. You put red wine in my bottle. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, stops the crying. Yeah. Okay, so now I've mixed this all. Now I'm just going to pour it over. It's so easy.
Nice.
And, we're just going to.
Someone's saying they need a complete list of kitchen gadgets.
No, right?
It's true. We do have some good gadgets, I have to say.
Well, I think
I'm a gadget girl. I collect them.
I always asked where's my spoon? Oh, I always asked my grandmother, what was the greatest invention in your 100 years of your life? And I go into a story of this in the cookbook, but she, without hesitation, looks at me and always says, the washing machine.
I was just going to say that. If I didn't know, it's the washing machine, because I remember my grandmother having the washing machine that had 2 rollers on top of the basin.
Oh, yeah. They spent their life washing clothes.
Yep.
So I'm just turning this, and it's just so yummy, is all I can tell you. The banana, butter. It's beautiful. I'm going to trade this out, and we have this beautiful pan, buttered.
That is I'm coveting that. That's a great pan.
Yeah. This is the Emile Henri. Okay. We're just going to put it in here.
Okay, so how many is this going to serve, do you think?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, it's in a pie plant pan, so I don't know, 8. It depends what you want to do with it. I'm making this salted caramel sauce, so I'll probably spoon it up in little dessert bowls and then drizzle the sauce on top.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is looking just divine right now.
Okay.
With the
banana. Are you putting butter or anything on top, or are you just leaving it?
I was going to put a little bit of that turbinado sugar onto the top to make it a little crunchy.
Yeah.
But, you can do whatever you want. There's so much butter in it, and it is also buttered in the pan. So I would put butter again on it. But you could.
You could.
You could if
you. As you know, fat carries the flavor, and there's lots of flavor there.
I'm getting the last vestiges of this cream, egg, sugar mixture. And oh my God, this is going to be so great. Can't wait. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover it. Now, this is a new thing for me because I was reading around some different recipes, and I have this great cookbook. It's called Back in the Day. It's this Savannah couple that owns this incredible bakery in Georgia, and they make it. It's nowhere near what I'm doing, but I thought that they had an interesting method. They said put parchment over and then foil.
Okay.
And so you bake it like that for about 20, 25 minutes, and then you take it off and then you bake it uncovered for the rest of the time.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do right now. I've never done that with parchment. Have you?
No, I've never done it parchment and then foil.
I don't ever know why they do it that way, but I thought I'd try.
Well, some people really, I don't know if there's a reason for it, like a technical cooking reason, but a lot of people don't want you to put foil, aluminum foil against your.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of that. That's probably what it is. Well, God, I should think about that more, and I don't. Okay, so I'm covering it all right now.
Especially when something is liquidy like that. You know, it's different when you're lining a pan and you're putting chicken on it or something than when you're putting a liquid next to it. I think. So I could be totally making that up.
Could be.
Could be.
I believe you, whatever you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done it, and it's going in a 350-degree oven, and then I'm going to uncover it after about 25 minutes, and it's going to get all crispy on the top. And
okay, so you're not cooking it in a water bath?
I'm not.
Okay.
Now, when I do these with little ramekins, like you make, like a bourbon.
Individuals?
I do bourbon peach bread pudding sometimes, or the summer ones, and then I would do it in the bain marie, and because I think they dry out more. I don't know, this one works in the pie thing, so I'm gonna do it like this, and maybe this keeps the moisture in with this. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but we'll see. And then I'm gonna make the salted caramel sauce, which is, and I'll post all of this, which is basically sugar, salted butter, and I'm gonna do a little bit of honey in it, cream, a little teaspoon of salt, and some vanilla. And it's just whisk the sugar and add the cream and the vanilla, and that's gonna be
till it gets caramely.
And if I didn't have the kids right now, I'd put bourbon in that. But it's going to be tasty. So we're going to have that.
Well, thank you for that. That's fun. I can't believe we haven't made bread pudding till now.
I know.
Oh my God.
About how a few years ago it was such a craze in like big cities. We would go to LA and there was some crazy bread pudding place, and that's all they did was bread pudding. I'm like,
yeah. Well, there was like it's so funny to me whenever you see any of that kind of comfort food. I actually wrote about that in the cookbook too. Like, I mean, we grew up poor. So it always cracks me up when you go into these places and like they're really expensive and they have like chicken pot pie on the menu.
Like, I know.
Yeah, I grew up eating that.
It's amazing how things come into trend and fashion. It's like, oh, we're going to make a whole restaurant out of bread puddings. And you're like, wow, okay. And they're going to be $30 each.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
This is a great thing to make because it's incredible flavor, and you can, make it ahead of time. You can heat it up.
And the longer it sits, the better it gets. So
and there's no like presentation issues of like temperature or anything. No stress. No stress.
Yeah, no stress.
Delicious dessert. So yeah. Or with ice cream. Oh my God.
Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. Who's saying that? Okay, everybody. I am reminding you about our Instagram account and a couple of things you can join. Demcast and the Poor People's Campaign. That's what PPC is. We are going to have to stay organized and working. The midterms are going to come up and bite us before we even know what's happening. So let's get it together. Find a group to join and let's kind of get our foot on the gas pedal.
Everybody do what you can.
Yeah.
We know you're busy, but little things matter, and every little bit that you can do anything helps.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you. That was awesome as usual. I'm happy to see you. I'm glad you survived your gala.
It was so great. anybody still wants to give to National Dance Institute New Mexico, go to ndi-nm.org right there on the screen, and they have the gala show streaming for a week. So
go and see Lisa's work. It's awesome.
It's incredible just because it gives to over 9,000 children in New Mexico to have dance and arts education. So it's just the best program. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you everyone for hanging out with us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. So tomorrow is Tuesday.
You guys.
It's Taco Tuesday, but it will be Tuesday tomorrow.
I'm making tacos tonight. Taco Monday.
Oh my God. Thanks, you guys. Everyone stay well, get vaccinated.